Welcome, everybody.
Hello.
We are back.
Yay.
And today we have our guest speaker. Oh, yeah, here. We got our dashes. Yay!
Smile, dashes. Smile.
Smile. Welcome back to all of our viewers. This is so exciting to be back. We took a hiatus.
We've missed you all. We missed you all.
It's several conferences going on. Yeah, totally. Miss and peaceful. Today
stuff.
we have a very special guest speaker, Randal.
Who?
And he's going to be talking about using or putting AI into a Flutter app.
Exactly.
And
we're using AI to build AI. It's definitely entering Skynet territory.
Totally.
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. I'm Steph. I'm the team lead. My socials are on there. I am also co-manager of the Flutteristas, which is an organization, a worldwide organization for people who are women, non-binary, with an interest in Flutter. And of course, I don't have our little banner going. And my team that was with me today is Ezra, Jen, and Randal. So I'll have each of you introduce yourself. So Ezra.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ezra, currently located in Berlin, and I am also helping Steph to co-manage Flutteristas. Just noticed that I forgot it, but yeah, something for later. Pretty much we had the conference break and really excited to be back to our streams. Jen?
Yeah, I'm Jin. I'm based in Montreal, and I am GDG and the Flutter Montreal organizer, and also I am Flutter GDE. And yeah, I'm most happy that we are back in live.
Yeah. And then we have Randal.
And I'm Randal Schwartz. I've been doing Flutter community stuff for 4 or 5 years now in terms of being online. I've been a GDE since the beginning of the program. I think that's about 7 years now, right around 7, maybe 6 or 7, one of those. And what that means is I spend all day answering questions online, acting as an expert for groups if they need it, and also been helping with this show since the very beginning. And you can see me online all over the place. I'm in pretty much everything that's listed in flutter.dev/community. I'm in pretty much every one of those. So find me everywhere.
Awesome. So do's and don'ts. Randal's also the Hump Day Q&A do's and don'ts. And I've made him our FCAIC do's and don'ts.
I have practice.
So
I have practice at this. Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. I don't read all the words because that's just stupid. Just be nice, be cool. Remember you're speaking to actual people at the other end of the chat, not just bots. Well, actually, we don't know that they're all people, but at least most of them are probably people. So be careful. Nobody knows if I'm a bot or not. Nobody's figured that out yet. Don't post anything that's adult, rude, or offensive. Just please don't. Don't advertise or promote anything. You cannot promote anything unless your face is on the screen. You want to get to promote something, get yourself booked on one of our future shows. Don't spam. Don't post the same thing again and again. It's just annoying. Come on. We see it. It goes by. It's in a scroll back. We can find it. Harassment of any kind, not tolerated. We do have ban hammers, and we can use them if we need. But do have a good time. We have a good time sharing the knowledge that we have with you, which is why we do this over and over and over again. And here we are.
Also, if you're going to ask a question, make sure you put a Q in front of it.
Yes.
Don't ask your question multiple times because you'll lose your place in line.
It annoys us.
Yes. So you lose
We
your place
see.
in line.
But
Totally.
if you post something with a URL in it, we don't see it at all. So if you're asking a question and as part of your question you put a URL, too bad. We don't even know it happened. So
But we do
you guys
cover
want
that.
anything.
There is a way if
Do we?
you do want to share
yeah.
some code with us, go to
Right.
GitHub, go to just.new or navigate, enter your description, title, file name with a .dart, put your code in, either type it or paste it, and make sure you make it public. And then when you go to share your code, you only want to put all of the stuff after. Don't put the whole URL because, like Randall said, we aren't going to see it. Just put the generated hash. That's all we need. And we have our FCAIC website, which is ai.fluttercommunity.dev. And we are going to be making some updates and doing some things like that. But we do have that. And across the top, you'll see various things that are important. We have a starter section, people who are builders, the link to our YouTube FCAIC playlist, our GitHub, and then importantly, the forum. So if you have questions, we'll come back. But anyway, if you have questions, that's where you want to go because we're trying to centrally locate our FCAIC, the AI and the Flutter community into one place so people don't have to go and look at a whole bunch of different places. So you definitely want to go to our website and then to the forum. And if you want to contribute or you need help or anything like that, we have surveys. We're taking that information and we're going to be bringing new people on or guest speakers on. And so we definitely want you to fill out our community survey just so we know people out there who's watching, your level of expertise. If you're someone who wants to join us, as Randall was mentioning earlier, if you want to be a contributor, make sure you fill out that survey. You can also suggest content for our website. And that's it for that. And tried to speed things up there just so we don't have tons and tons. Made several changes to our slides. So I'm like, I'm at the end. So without further ado, and also we're going to be here. Randall's having a...
There, down.
Oh my
down,
God.
boy.
Oh my God.
Having a bad hair day already. All right.
Yeah.
It's only 9 a.m. and I'm still having a bad hair day already.
Oh, it's okay. So
I'll put my
Randall's
GDE
going
cap
to be
on. That'll get rid of it.
Well, you better get that done because we're just getting ready to go into the Randall's going to be talking and sharing.
I don't care what I look like. It's obvious.
Right. Now, when you're asking your questions, if it's something pertaining to what Randall is doing right then and there, make sure that you put the cue in front of it and you're like, so we can get it asked while he's doing that. He's not going to be monitoring the questions like he normally helps us with because he's going to be presenting. So the three of us are going to be trying to do that. And if your question comes up and it's not pertinent to what Randall is doing at that moment, then we'll wait and do it later. So ready, Randall?
Sure. Let me start sharing here. See if I can figure out how to do what I did just before the show started. I know I pushed a few buttons. Let's see if I can do this. There's this.
Somebody said
and then
your hairstyle is AI generated.
At least I don't have extra fingers. Look at this. I'm human. Look at that. See? I have the right number of fingers.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Let's see here. So now I've shared that screen. I don't know what to do. I
added it to
there
the
we
stage.
go. Look at that. So cool. And so let me explain a little bit about why I chose this particular project, because I thought it would be an interesting use of AI. I was introduced to what they call Canvas in the Gemini web app, but in AI Studio, it's just called Build. where you can basically get a one-shot prompt and actually build something out and actually preview it and share it. It's actually quite cool. If you haven't seen that in AI Studio yet, you should really check out the new build tab. It's new in the last couple of months. And there's lots of examples of things there. And a lot of them used AI. And I tried to figure out how they're using AI. And it turns out you have to be logged in to use AI Studio. And so they're basically leaning on that user account to be able to drive the AI behind the scenes, and it automatically handles the Gemini API key and everything for you. So that's pretty cool. So one of the things that I've always sort of wanted to tackle with AI is building a choose your own adventure game. Now, if you're not familiar with these, basically you have a story being told in a book form typically, and then you'd have 2 or 3 or 4 choices at the bottom. And in the physical book form, it would say go to page 17 now if you choose this one, or go to page 24 if you choose that one. And the book was laid out such that you could take probably in a 100-page book, you'd have like maybe 10 choices total. And it would take you to a different story every time you read it. And I thought that was such an amazing idea. I said, that's got to be automatable. And especially with AI, we can have brand new stories every time. So I asked the AI Studio Builder to build me one of those. And I described it exactly that way. I said, it's going to have some text that's randomly generated based on a starting point. And then it's going to have 2 or 3 or 4 choices at the bottom, sometimes 5, it turns out, to say where to go next. And then it would use AI to essentially build up a story that was the accumulation of all the choices I made. And then I got really smart and I said, oh, some of these examples have images. And so I told it, can you add an image for that place? And through a little bit of refinement, I was able to get it to generate using Nano Banana images that were actually coherent from one page to the next. And so your character kept getting carried forward. It was really amazing. And I thought, well, this is all great, but it's not in Flutter. So what I did is I built that, and then I used, I downloaded it as a GitHub repo. And then I asked Gemini CLI to do the reverse engineering, create a PRD based on that code. And this is what it came up with. So let me read through this. This is going to be the way we start. Now, if you've seen the previous time when I did the AI, building with AI stuff, you'll see it's the same process. I'm going to build a PRD. I'm going to get that the way I want it, which it already is because I've been tweaking this last few days. Get that the way I want it. And then I'm going to turn this into a series of implementation steps that each step is testable. So we're going to do one step at a time. This is what makes this not vibe coding. I'm kind of opposing now any use of vibe coding because it implies 1 or 2 shot prompts and getting everything you want, kind of like what I was doing with the build. Because software engineering has discipline and has principles. And if you apply those, Gemini can be very, very powerful as an AI assistant. So that's what we're doing here. So let me walk through these things. I'm not going to read this whole document. Oops, I'm not going to scroll it on the StreamYard screen. Wait, that doesn't work. Okay, here we go. There we go. Now it's scrolling, right? You can see it scroll. Yes. Nobody's talking. I know.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, good. So
Yes,
it is.
sorry.
Okay.
We muted ourselves, so it'd take a second.
Everybody's muted. So I'm seeing your heads nod, not because you're on the other screen.
You're not alone.
You're not alone. We're here.
Okay, good. All right. So I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I want to cut some of the highlights here. So this again. I didn't write this. Gemini wrote this. This is so amazing to take a fully developed app and reverse engineer it to a PRD and then rebuild it from scratch in another language. This is some of the power of AI these days. So target audience, it put all this in there. It gave me some new user stories. As a new user, I want to enter a theme or a topic for my story so that I can start a personalized adventure. And that's the other thing too. It originally always started in the same place. I said, no, make that a blank, make that an input field. And it was so much easier because I could say, walking down the streets in Portland, and it put Portland pictures, Portland buildings. It was really weird. It was, how does it know all that stuff? Oh, that's right. It's Google. So as a player, I want to be set with clear, distinct choices. And as a user, I want to see a clear loading indicator as a user like that. So Gemini is going to read this PRD and generate a plan from it in just a few moments as soon as I get everything set up. But let me see here. It's got like MVP 1.0 requirements, theme, story initiation. This is Markdown on the left side, by the way. That's the actual file that it's editing. This is a Markdown previewer on the right side, but it's the same text. Dynamic story integration. We're going to use Flutter with Gemini API. We're going to be doing it with the Gemini API key, which is insecure. But in a couple of my rehearsals as I was doing it, it took way more effort to set up the actual vertex, which is how you deploy it with a cloud function. So I'm not doing that today. There's no way. I'm only barely going to get through all this, I'm pretty sure, as well. But anyway, so you open the app, you get a screen where they enter a theme or a topic, and then they select their theme, and then we have to have a loading indicator, and then the primary screen will have the story text, a title, and a relevant image, and a list of AI-generated choices, and a text field where the user can type a custom action to continue the adventure. That was the favorite part. It would give me like 3 or 4 choices. I go, no, turn to the left. What's that building over there? It would do it. It would do it. I don't know why I'm so amazed that AI can do prompting back and forth still after years of doing this already. But it's really interesting that it can build a coherent story that carries us all the way through. And then we're using a Gemini 1.5. Oh, why is it 1.5? Ooh, that's gone already. I wonder.
Hey, Randall, we have a question with
Sure.
regards to this. So, wow, sorry. What was the original code written in? Do AI favor some like web JavaScript or something like that?
The builder defaults to TypeScript. So it's TypeScript in web, and you're actually having a web preview of it. So the original source code for the app that this PRD came from was in TypeScript. But I don't like that model. That's a dead model. I don't know why that's in the PRD. So we're going to fix that to fix the PRD before we get started. So that'll be cool. And then this is the JSON scheme that the prompt, the system prompt that's talking to Gemini is going to get to say, I want all my responses to look like this. And that way the LLM and this program can interpret things consistently, which is really important. Yeah, getting the right data back from your LLM is very important. You got to give it hints about how to do that. And I don't know why I picked Gemini 1.5. So we'll fix that. We'll show you how to fix it. And then there's some stuff in there that's Flutter specific that I added only because I was busy working on this stuff. So signals, some service locator pattern, an AI provider for abstraction, and make sure you're testing stuff with mocktail. Also, some of the requirements in my rehearsal I came up with was the code must pass Flutter Analyze with 0 warnings or errors before any feature is considered complete. And you got to give it guidance like this. AI at best is a junior intern that's perfectly willing to do anything you want and burn up all your credits, but doesn't really understand software engineering. So you need to figure, well, it has hints of it, but it has so many choices it doesn't know. So you got to give it context for that. Success, some of the risks, the open key, things like that, and so on. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix this. We're going to invoke Gemini here. Let's close this window, and we're going to edit this. Sure, go.
The question from is it going to remember the whole story?
Yes, because we have a 1 million token context, and in the version that's written, not this version, but the version that I was testing online, I actually put the token count display at the corner of the screen. And I would do maybe 30 or 40 rounds, and it was only going to get to 200,000 in the tokens. So it has plenty of room to just tell the whole story and remember the whole story from day one. It's pretty good at all that. Okay, so now I'm going to invoke Gemini, the Gemini that's built in, well, not built in, Gemini CLI that is compatible with VS Code. So this is VS Code. I've installed the little extension plugin that knows how to talk to Gemini CLI. And that's why you see that it says in here, it's got IDE client, open a workspace in your IDE. Oh, I'm not in a workspace folder, so it won't actually do the IDE part. Doesn't matter. What we want to do is say, please make sure choose PRD uses only the latest Gemini models. Now, when I'm saying this, I wanted to edit this file, but it's got Google grounding. So it's going to go off and do Google searches and go, what's the latest Gemini models? And it will use the right thing, including Nano Banana. So I don't have to first go Google what are these models. I can tell Gemini CLI what to do. So here we go. It's reading the files. It's updating the model specification. It's going to ask me if I can edit the file. I will say yes. So far, these are only read operations. So see, edit. Now it says, oh, it edited it anyway. Huh. Oh, there it goes. Now it's asking. Yes, allow once. So make sure it's not doing anything. There we go. 1.5 Pro, 1.5 Flash. No, why is it still 1.5? Gemini Nano Banana. Okay, so that's a completely hallucinated answer. I'm going to just ignore that. The PRD will generate steps to install Gemini at some point, and hopefully it'll pick the right model at that point. Yes,
Yeah, maybe
once.
better just manually update.
Yeah. No, I don't want to edit any file ever.
Okay.
Forget it. We'll just do this. All right. So now what I want to do, let's wait till it finishes, I guess. Oh, it's updating the one in the demo too. That's fine. Oh, because there's two files named that, so it's doing both of them. Okay, I probably could just stop that, I guess. Why? Just go edit those files. Okay. Time passes. Valuable, precious time passes. I think it's just getting stuck. Okay, we're gonna just ignore this. All right. So what I want to do now is I want to make the Flutter app and switch into it. It turns out that Gemini CLI, if you ask it to build a Flutter app, it makes it into a subdirectory, but then it keeps getting confused because it's only in the parent directory here. And so it says, oh, I tried this command, didn't work. Oh, let me CD into the directory. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create it here. Let's go Flutter, create, adventure, demo, dash orgs, com.stonehenge.
Render, can you make the window a little smaller at the bottom because we don't see what you are typing because we have some kind of banner flowing on the screen?
Oh, just get rid of the banner. Because well, maybe. Let me see if I can do this. Let's pull this up a little bit.
Yeah. It's the banner that says to put the Q in front of it, so we want to leave that.
Oh, right. We do want to keep that.
Yeah, just get a little bit smaller. That's it.
You can just you don't have. Yeah, there you go. Just like
perfect.
That. Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Adventure. Oh, sorry. Let's just fire Randall for not being a Flutter Google developer expert that can remember that it's underscore. How's that? Okay. Okay. So now we have adventure demo underneath this. So what we want to do is open up a new window. So we want to do, let's see, new, open. And hopefully it gets back to, see if I can find that somewhere. Right there. This one should be empty. So it's probably that. Oh, right there. Okay, open. Okay. No. Oh, that's the app. That's not going to work. Adventure. It's a folder. Why isn't it showing up?
There's so many adventures.
Yeah, too many adventures. All right. I'll get to it the hard way then. Can't search for it. That's the problem. Okay. Nope. Adventure demo. This is the one I want right there. Open. So see, now the current directory, the workspace directory, is the same as the top of your app, just like you're supposed to be. So we've got live and everything like here. Now when I start the CLI, search for projects, app.
You don't need to copy the PRD into this folder?
I will. Yeah, it'll be, well, true, because I need to move that up. Oh, yeah, so I should start a terminal window first. Good point, sir. Why didn't it start a window? There we go. Oh, well, it started the Gemini one. That's fine. But
also, if you open another window, don't forget to pull it over to the screen.
Yes. Oh, is that not displaying now?
All we see is,
right?
I see where type your message, but not like when you had the window open earlier. I do see terminal in VS Code. Yes.
Yeah, that's all that's there.
That's all you're doing. Okay.
So,
just wanted to make sure, because before you had a separate terminal window. Okay.
Well, yeah, right. So that's what I'm doing here. So what I'm going to do is copy / whatever it is, choose PRD to here. So that it's now available in this directory, right? Okay. Now we're going to do the magic. So we're going to get rid of that terminal window. We don't care about that one. So we kind of did want that one because I want to be able to run commands there. If I need to run any command later, I can do that. Okay, and so we're in, let's first go into YOLO mode because I just want to keep saying yes to everything. And we're going to say using choose PRD, create an implementation plan. It should have a checklist at the beginning, and each step should have a testable component, either manual or automatic. Do not execute this until I review it. Okay, again, here's where the magic happens. So now it's analyzing the PRD, and it's coming up with an implementation plan. And we'll see this in a second as soon as it gets it done. It's usually about 20 seconds or so here. You see, nice set of steps. This part's never entirely surprising, except that it's always a sense of awe that it can just do all this now. I think of how much time I spent doing this over my lifetime. Okay, so let's go through it. So what I want to do, let's see, did I write the file already? Oh, yeah, don't just generate the plan. Save the plan to plan.md. Oops. I forgot that. That could have been in the first prompt. Then I just would have written it there. Okay. Hopefully it's not doing the same calculations again. You have it. It's right there. Yes. All right. So now we have a file. PlanMD. Let me actually choose it from here. Okay. And then let's put it in the side-by-side preview mode. Let's read through what it did. So I put a checklist up here, which is good, so that we can it'll actually check these off because I'll give that as part of the instructions. So we need project setup. We're going to be using Google Generative AI. We need a General API key. Going to add it to a file. It's included in the git ignore. We're going to add it to that file there. I'm going to generate a brand new Gemini API key and delete it in about an hour. So don't try to get away with stealing all my credits. Create an abstract class, define methods, make a testable component, write unit tests for that, use mocktail to mock the generated model class, dependency injection, create a service locator class, create a new widget for the start screen. But see, notice these are in steps. This is step 4. It's only going to do one step at a time based on my instructions. So this is pretty good. It looks like a pretty good plan. At least we'll find out if it's a problem 2 or 3 steps in, I guess. That's always interesting. Okay, let's give it a go. But first, what I want to do is say use. Ooh, what did it do? It does this every once in a while. Wait, why did it do that? It gets confused about how much space it has. Use the get tool preferred over the get command and create a git repo here and commit the current files as initial tag. Okay, let it do that. I don't even have to remember git. I just push these buttons. I just type stuff.
I'm just curious, why git tool over git command?
Because there's problems occasionally with quoting. Because git tool or the git command, it has to sometimes get quoted strings, and it gets them wrong sometimes. It's kind of annoying. But the git tool, it's code to code, so it's easier. It never hits a shell. Okay, so we now have a git repo. Look at this. See, we've got a nice little git repo. We've got initial commit, right? Okay, so we're ready to go. Okay, great. We're ready to go. Do only one step at a time. Before beginning a step, make sure the git status is clean. Make sure, yeah, I guess that's right. Then proceed with the step. Before testing, make sure all analyzer errors are gone. Then after successful testing, this should actually be like something I pull in all the time because I'm typing this in more often than more, but every time I type it slightly differently. So it's giving me a lot of input about how this all should be done. Then after successful testing, give me a chance to review it before you commit that with a detailed message that includes emojis. I got that from Craig, and it was just great. So now I do. So here we go. Here's step 1 happening. Okay.
Actually, it's a great one because when I get like some code generated and it goes to testing, 100% it's having analyzer issues. Then one more prompt is kind of burned to like fix that one, and the other one is there. So it's actually also time saving.
Okay, so it's updating pep spec YAML. You can probably watch this with files. Yeah. So I'll leave it on changes because then you can tell what it's actually editing. So it's created the folder structure. Let's put a file in with API key. It's taking that out of get whatever. Outside running Flutter Analyzers, no problem. So it should not find any problem, right? Yeah, it looks good. New analyzer file, run the default widget test. Oh, that's cute. It's running the default widget test. That one thing. Can you find this widget? Yes. Oh, look at that. All tests pass. And I didn't have to do a thing. All right. Summary of the changes. Right. Please review the changes. I like them. Let's see what it put in the oh boy. Oh yeah, because this is all these are oh wait, why are these all new? This is weird. Oh, because they had to build something, right? So there's a lot of builder things. I go here. I want to go to the file system, and I want to look at what it put in lib. I guess probably lib API key Dart. Oh, so your API key here. So I'm going to have to fix that before it's going to have any use of that. But we're going to get there in a few minutes, so it doesn't matter because we still have to add the Firebase stuff. Okay. Well, it's just the standard widget test from the Flutter default build. So it's not really interesting. So yeah, we didn't really test much. We just tested that it could compile. Okay, go ahead and commit and proceed to next step. So one of the key things I've also learned is commit. You don't know how sideways a particular AI run can go. You should commit every time you're at a stable point, every time it makes sense to roll back to somewhere. And typically the plan steps are pretty good because they're all, in pretty clear things. So here it is, writing code for me. Hands off working. I'm just the supervisor now in charge of this junior intern.
I'm just curious, Randal, about how you manage the context. Here, I see that you just keep typing in, meaning that all the context window is still opening, meaning that the token is going to be used quite a lot more and more every time you type in, right?
Yes, and the thing about Gemini CLI is it has caching enabled. So you'll see at the end, when we do the stats at the end, you'll see that about 97% of the tokens are cached. So I always go with one whole run. And even in my rehearsals, I think I've gotten down to 75% left. So I'm using only 250,000 tokens in an entire 2-hour editing session. So the 1,000,000 tokens really helps.
So even without any the context window reset, so you can
right.
That's interesting,
right? And what's useful about that is it means it understands the kind of how we got here better. So it keeps accessing that. Oh, it says that's all good. It passed tests. And it's got a bunch of stuff. Let's see. So I want to look at the tests that it made because that's the things that most important here. So we got AI provider test Dart. So that's what we want to do. Let's get rid of this little window on the side here. And let's pull this down for a bit. Hopefully it doesn't screw up my display there. So the test is that it returns a valid story step. So it calls the provider. And this is not provider package. This is just what their name for it is. It's an AI provider. And then we have generate story step, and we have it expect different things. That's cool. All right. I like it. Ship it. All right. Looks. Oh, see, now I did that again. I think I have to do this. Looks good to me. Go ahead and commit and proceed to next step. Eventually, I'm going to get the core software engineering rules that I'm using as an MD file that's going to exist in my global configuration that I can pull in no matter what project I'm on. So I can type a lot less of this. I could just simply say, use my software engineering principles as presented in this file. But I'm still fine tuning them. That's why I'm typing them every time. So I can kind of keep seeing what I'm saying yes and no to that's good. And I'll update main Dart to initialize the service locator. Okay, it's working on that. And notice there's emojis in the commits. Kind of cool. Okay, so it's editing live import. It's got to import Flutter material. Committing and planning next. Time passes. What? He got rid of that floating action button. No kidding. Flutter analyze should be nothing because I see no problems here. Yep, analyze is fine. Gonna run the test. Oh, let's see what the test looks like. Service locator test. Pull this down. So register and get a service, throw an exception, service not found. That sounds good. Sure. Oof. Disco mode.
For the service locator, it created its own service locator, right?
Yeah. I didn't tell it to use get it. I mean, get it would have worked there. And since I'm using signals eventually, signals would also work. It didn't. I argued with it yesterday to say, why didn't you use signals for the service locator? And it said, well, yes, it would work. It would absolutely work. But most people expect the service locator to look like this. Okay. Guess my junior intern has an opinion. Dude, who's the expert between the two of us? Whose name is on the list of 15 North American Google developer experts for this stuff? Not you. Not you. Anyway, okay. So let me look. Let's see what the service locator looks like. So basically, it's a register, a type. This is get it in 5 lines of code.
It's pretty basic version of get it.
Yeah. Which is why it said, let me do it in Dart. I don't need to have signals. Let me just do it in Dart.
Yeah.
Fine. Be that way. Okay. LGTM. Commit and proceed.
Meantime, Randall, it's going pretty cool with all of the overall prompting, how it generates the code and so on, but you're using Gemini CLI. So do you have your own system instruction about how to plan and progress in these? Because it doesn't seem like a just basic to me.
It's Gemini CLI with 12 tools. Let me show you that in a second. But right now we had a problem. When this problem happens, the only thing I know is to say continue, and it sometimes does the right thing after that. No, oh boy. No, live demos.
Too quick.
That was live demos. Oh, I didn't face Mountain View and bow. I'm sorry. There we go.
Oh, there you go. It's working. It's working.
Oh,
you stopped too early.
Oh, continue, please. Maybe please helps.
This is how people know it's live.
Live AI has got to be the most frightening thing to do. Anybody who attempts that, I have high respect for, especially if it works. That's even higher.
So when there is an error, we gotta say keep trying and insist the model to manage it somehow and use please.
It's because it has the context of everything it did up to that point still. So if you think about what it's doing, it's autocompletion, right? So it should generate roughly the same thing regardless of the fact that it was interrupted. That's my theory anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sticking with it. Yep. Alrighty. Okay, and when we're back at a prompt, oh, it's hating me. Ooh, I have one theory about why it's doing this. Let me get something set up here. I've got to do this. You don't see it, it's off screen, so don't freak out that I'm talking to myself here. I've got some background uploading happening, and that's obviously breaking things. Not there. Come on. As I'm saying, it's probably stealing some access. Yeah, it's down. Okay, pause synchronization. There we go. All right, that might help a bit. I think I was stealing some of my own bandwidth. Okay, so please continue now that I've fixed my bandwidth. It won't know because it's meta to the blob model, but whatever. Okay. I love the little progress messages. They did add some definite clever ones there. Oh, and I was going to show you the MCPs once we get to a flat place. I can do that.
No worries.
Analyze
I took a
this.
note to ask you at the very end, even if we forgot.
Sorry, what?
I took a note aside to raise it at the very end, even if we forgot. No worries.
Okay. All right. Alt test pass. Okay. So let's see what this test looks like. Again, I'm satisfied that if the test covers reasonable things, I don't need to look at the code. So it says here, it's got a start screen, it's got text adventure forge, there's a text field and an elevated button. So I know from this that at least mechanically, that screen has what I need on it. I don't need to look at the actual code to build the screen, although I can do that if I want to. But let's go ahead and let's see here. Did all that. Right. Okay, it's about to go to the next step, but before I do that, I'm going to do MCP. And it's going to show me the tools that it knows. So I have about 11 or 12 tools installed. So the most important one for everybody is Context 7. Everybody should install Context 7. What that does is it has access to all of the modern libraries, GitHub repos, including Dart and Flutter, and can provide up to the date, like or up to the hour sometimes, of documentation, API descriptions, everything in a markdown format that's ready for LLMs. And they do this for free. I don't understand how they do this. I think it's because they also sell a commercial product that would need all that stuff to be better. So it's I forget the company that actually produces Context 7, but that's just be built in anyway. I've got my Git tool, which does all these operations without having to go to the command line. I've got a GitHub tool, which can do things like list the commits, figure out which ones are urgent, and make some fixes for them. It can do all that directly, kind of like what Jules can do for you. Sequential thinking, I never use, but I still have it in there. Actually, I'll probably just turn that off. MCP local rag is kind of a search. It'll do a search using DuckDuckGo and then turn a lot of it into Markdown so that it's, again, easier to digest for the LMs. Time of day, you know me, time zone geek, got to be able to say, what time is it in Berlin, right? Right, so that's that. This is the Dart SDK, absolutely recommended for Flutter and Dart because it can do things like do your pub dev searches and all sorts of things. And this one's just been great. It's only been out for like a couple months, and it's come in so handy to figure out a package to do a particular thing. It just figures it out for you. macOS Automator was kind of fun. It knows AppleScript and understands System Automator, understands everything about my system. And like the other day, I wanted to build some sort of automation when I log in and log out. And I asked it, how do I do this? Where do I hook it up? And it gave me the actual AppleScript to paste into this window. I don't need to know AppleScript anymore. How awesome is that? And then the Apple's just the Apple AI. I don't use that at all, but it's there. DuckDuckGo, just to have other searches besides Google. Now, Google grounding is built in. So you don't really need an MCP to do any kind of Google search. It's just built in. YouTube transcripts, Blender, I was playing with that. I was making stuff by typing, okay, now I'll make the donut have yellow color, and it would just do it. It was pretty cool. And Chrome DevTools, I just installed a couple days ago. It can automate a browser. So it can drive everything completely from there. And it does it more efficiently than Puppeteer. It's actually a wrapper around Puppeteer that also understands the rest of the Chrome DevTools environment. So those are the ones I have installed. All right. So where are we at? We're at a place where we go again, right? LGTM, commit and proceed.
Thank you so much for giving us a tour about it. Definitely, there are some that I will check and apply for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't had that advanced setup in my own, to be honest.
Yeah, and only about a third of those are applicable to Flutter and Dart programming. But I'm beginning to use Gemini CLI as just a smart shell. So if I have something to do in a particular directory, I just invoke Gemini CLI in that directory. And then I just tell it to do that, change all these WAV files to MP3s, and it just does it. Yeah.
Actually,
and it knows how to pull
saving time.
Yeah. Well, even like it'll say, I need a tool like this, and it says, I can't find a tool like this, but there is one in Homebrew. Can you do brew, blah, blah? And I just say, yeah, go ahead. And it just installs the tool it needs to be able to do the thing I want it to do, which is just insane. So I think
even connecting the pub dev and the libraries and the ease of how to implement those correctly without going for bug fixes and stuff, because a lot of models are just trained with the previous data and they don't have it up to date.
Right.
I think that would help a lot of people if they haven't set up their own yet.
Right. Okay. We've hit the next step. We've got, let me look at the test for adventure service. I got to pull that way down here. Where's the little window, the clicker there? There it is. Okay, so this is adventure service test. So let's see. So there's a setup of getting a service locator to the mock one. That's nice. Okay, and then it let's see. It's got a step, and then it tries to start the adventure, and it should have the first story, which is the test story step that got created earlier. And we should also show that a failure does a failure, right? So look at that. Wow, yeah, I like it. The usual phrase, LGTM. Okay, I like it. LGTM. Oh, then I scroll that weird thing again. It doesn't like living in the terminal window very much when there's not much space. So I think it's not really good for that, but that's because we're expanded out. When I have my normal density screen, it's not bad at all. LGTM, commit and proceed. And in the meanwhile, let's look at GitGraph, which will show you the steps it's done so far. And we can all see the nice comments that it does. Look at that. See, creates a start session, sets a start screen, adds a widget test, adds a simple locator, all that stuff. We're getting disco mode down below. Please avert your eyes if that's a problem. Let's see here. It's probably enough of that. Yeah, yes. Okay, anyway, so it's doing pretty good with all that. And then I can pull this up so it's not quite disco mode-ish. There we go.
Better.
Okay, it's updating start screen. Now notice it has a problem. So when it gets to that test that it's going to check for any warnings or errors. Oh, I made a mistake in the replace tool call. Old string didn't match. Too bad. So it's going to try again. It sometimes has to correct itself 2 or 3 times. And this is sometimes because of the failure of, when you consider what we're actually doing with this, we're taking a text auto-completion engine and turning it into a coding system. And the odds are that occasionally bits will slip. Oh, guess what? We have a break, but fewer breaks than before, which isn't bad. Please continue. Good luck. No other questions so far?
I have a question again, actually.
Sure.
Right now, I'm just noticing that you are prompting and logging your status and everything. It's going with a roughly code reviewing and test passing, but you haven't run the code at all. When are you planning to run the code? Will we just see it at the very final? This is a different way of vibe coding too. It's like
the real code has to wait for us to get the non-mock data. Well, maybe not. I don't know why. Well, on a couple of my rehearsals, it had me run code fairly early on. So this is just a different way of doing it. But as long as the tests are passing, it means we're building it up. We're building all the building blocks so that the first time I actually run the code, it will actually show that. Let's see, dependencies added. Oh, it must have been missing dependency. Wow. Let's see what that said. That was weird. Oh, signals flutter. It needed to have signals flutter. Look at that. So it added that. So there's signals in here. Kind of coincidental. I'm really enjoying signals now. Now it's got 5 problems. Let's watch it fix those 5 problems. Let's see what they are.
So there was a comment earlier about someone said that they were surprised that they're interesting to see Randal Schwartz moving from Riverpod to signals.
Yes.
Do you want to talk about that or wait till later?
Most of that we've been discussing on the Wednesday show. So if you really want to hear my opinion in detail, go to the Wednesday show.
Do you want to get just a summary, high level?
Yes, the short version of it is Riverpod has been great. It's been like the most comprehensive, and I like the way somebody put it, state manager construction kit. In other words, it's kind of been sort of higher level than just using the raw stuff. Oops, I got to go in here. Go again, please. But it was also somewhat opinionated. I mean, you had to do it kind of exactly the way Remy intended you to do it, or things would go a little sideways. Signals, on the other hand, is being built by Rody, who is currently now on the Google team. He's a DevRel on some part of the Google team. And when I look at his code, it's not only the same level of elegance that Remy has, but also it's lower level. It's much closer to being what Flutter could have shipped with at day one if they'd understood enough about how state management would need to be. So I feel it's really the closest to having a native state manager, which is why I'm getting all in on that, especially because Rody is continuing to develop it and adding even cooler things. But like, it's trivial to go from a signal to a stream, or a stream to a signal, or a future to a signal, or a signal to a future. They're all like, it's really close to the metal that way, whatever is metal and there. Also, every Flutter signal is automatically a value listenable. So you can drop it in as an animation controller, or you can drop it in as a scroll controller, or you can drop it in directly as the thing you use on Go Router to say refresh listenable. It's perfectly good in a lot of really great ways. Okay, time for me to review. Hold on. Do that before I get too carried away. Pull this down there. Where's that pull down? There we go. I don't know what that's in there for. Okay, get that rid of it. Get rid of there too. Okay, let's see. So we have a new test. We have a change in the test. No, oh, so this is it. So gameplay, screen display, story, and choices. This is looking better. So we're going to get more and more of the UI. Oh, so that's a good question. So let's ask Gemini. Is this app runnable at this point, or do we need to build more before I can do end testing? Because I don't know. Gemini knows, though. Pretty sure. Okay, let's see what it says. Yes, the app is runnable at this point. You can launch it and you'll see an app open a start screen. You'll see a theme and press start adventure. This will navigate. Well, I want to do this. This will navigate to the gameplay screen. The briefly show loading. Will then display the hard-coded dummy story and choices from the skeleton AI provider. Oh, so the mock is already wired up to the whole thing. Area will be empty because it's returning an empty image for now. You can click on the choices, trigger the loading indicator again, and update the story to the same data. Oh, well, let's try that. Okay, not on my iPhone. That's stupid. You want to do it on Mac OS. That should pop up in here. If not, I might have to drag it from my other screen to this screen. We'll see which screen it actually pops up on. So we have changes, no problems. Go to debug. Hit not there. Hit this the guy. So run and debug will automatically do Dart and Flutter. Okay, we're going to look at debug console.
Meantime,
yes,
is
that's
it marking the plan.md file as much as it goes?
Oh, it ran the Dart file, darn it. It ran the test.
So.
Okay, so I want to do this. Wait, cancel. I want to go to main.dart. That's why it didn't do the right thing. Okay, stay there and run and debug. Oh, except it wants me to know which one. Okay, debug console. Here we are building the app for the first time. Dun, dun, dun. Baby. Dun, 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 dun. Launching in debug mode. Let's get rid of this. Delete that. Time passes. It takes about 20 seconds on my machine. I've only got an M1, which is sufficient for now. Way better than my Intel chip laptop, though.
Totally agree with you.
Factor of 3 or 5, somewhere in there.
This is regular Xcode, right? Or does it have a...
It's running Xcode now. It's running Xcode, yes. Okay, look at that. Did it pop up at your window? Can you see that? Can you see this? Isn't this cool? Yeah. Right. Surprise me. Start adventure. Spinner and crash.
It's the surprise.
Okay. Well, let's see. I wonder why. It just broke. I'm not going to worry about that yet. Let's keep it going forward. So let me just do that. We quit. Okay. It crashed. Problems. Back to terminal. All right. The app crashed on the second page, but we'll fix that later. Again, looks good to me. Are you updating the checklist in the plan MD each time? See, I want to update the plan checklist because look what's happening here at the top of the plan. Is that there's a checklist at the beginning. See, oh, it's not updating those. Normally it updates those, so we'll fix that. All right. Implementing checklist update. There we go. In a second, you should see it check off like the first 5 or whatever. Yep. See, makes little
There we
X's.
go.
It's cool.
Perfect.
Yep. I forgot to add that in the other sort of overall instructions.
Do you also
Okay, now it's doing the
use
commit.
official Flutter roles somehow?
No, I started playing with them a little bit, but I haven't had a lot of time on that yet.
Also, I just noticed that you are not using Gemini MD file. Is there any reason that you actually don't use it?
Right, I'm not using the Gemini MD. I am using the Gemini MD file for a few things in my global stuff, just not using it here.
Okay.
I haven't gotten a sort of strategy about using per project Gemini files yet. I'm sure there's a strategy for doing stuff like that eventually. Okay, anyway, let me make that smaller because what's more important is down here. So it's got a lint warning. Oh, it's fixing the context mounted thing. So it's fixing the lint warning, which is important before it runs the tests. That's why, given that it can run the analyzer so that and then it can understand why the analyzer is broken, it can go ahead and fix those before it starts running the test. Oh, look at that. API error. Proceed with, no, not with wild abandon. It'll probably run through the rest of the test. Okay, proceed.
You got a joke there.
Yeah.
While it's loading.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, no. All the currently active comments are really pretty funny. I watch them sometimes. Sometimes I just ignore them. All tests pass, and no problems. Okay. Wow. So it did a lot of things. Let's see what it looks like in my deltas here. So
there's one question. Did you add API key?
Oh, not yet. Did it say it needs it? Not yet. Doesn't need it yet. It's still using the mock for everything. So that's okay. Yeah. So good.
Actually, I was wondering that the crash was because of that API key, maybe.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
It can't be because it's not even touching. We haven't even Firebase initialized this app yet. So no, it's not going to do that. Actually, we might never need to. Yeah. We actually don't need to. You're right. It's not going to be Firebase init at all. It's not going to be a Firebase project at all. Let's see here. So the added story step. We added the let's see. So pump widget, test error retry, test title retry. So it's looking like it's got more of the ways down. Start screen test. Start screen shows loading indicator. That's interesting. We have that too. Why would the start screen need loading? I guess it takes time to connect to Gemini, or at least they're looking forward to that. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that. Enough of that. Back to the plan. Make this smaller. Okay, LGTM. Update the checklist and commit and proceed. How are we doing on time?
We are at 10:12 Pacific time right now.
Yeah. Yeah. How much time did I have allocated? Like an hour?
We have it on our calendars. We have it as a 2-hour thing. Now, if we want to end early, then we can end early.
Well, I hope we're going to be in before 2 hours.
Yeah.
I hope we're going to have ability. Yeah.
You've been working on it for a little less than an hour, a little more than an hour, something like that. So yeah, like we're at your discretion.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're good. Okay. Yeah. So working directory is clean. Going to update Gemini to make real calls. Oh, now it's going to also need the key, which I will do off screen. Well, you're still going to see me paste it in here. Ooh, I guess I can edit that in a different window. Doesn't matter. I'm going to throw the key away in an hour anyway. Oh, it put print in. Don't do that. It doesn't have a parts getter. So some print statements. I'll leave them for debugging. Okay. I presume my intern's doing the right thing. I'm out for a tea break and my intern is typing away madly. I presume he's doing the right thing. Okay. Time passes. Here we go. Oh, this is a problem we ran into last couple of rehearsals. It's just generative model is final, so you can't use it in tests. Stop marking things final, please. This is actually a Google app or Google package too, because it means you can't use them in mocking. Yeah, see, it's stuck with that. It's screwed. So what's it gonna do instead? I think I'm gonna file that as a bug, because now I've run across it a couple of times.
I think that's a good idea. You could even do it now while it's doing it, so people who don't know how to file a bug could file a bug.
I could do that, and then I'd be so distracted that I won't be able to watch
You
for
forget
things
to
like
get
this, which is proceed. I gotta. I'm the monkey now. Type and proceed when it stops.
Yeah.
I'm working for Gemini at this point. It has come full circle. I am now working for AI. All tests pass. Ship it. Let's see what it actually ended up doing. Calibrating the flux capacitor. Right. Okay. Let me review the changes. Let's see. So Gemini AI provider. Let's see what it's doing there. It's actually doing. Oh, look. Yeah. So to add Google Generative AI, it added story model. It's still using 1.5 Flash. I don't know why it's not doing that. It should be doing, what is it? Gemini 2.5 Flash is banana, right?
I can't answer that.
That's
Okay.
2.5 Flash image.
Oh, okay. So it needs to be two different ones. It needs to be one for the images and one for just the normal chat, right?
Yeah, you need two different models.
Okay.
I'm glad you hadn't dropped yet, Jen, because Jen has to leave because I wouldn't have been able to answer that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. In the meantime,
right,
yeah, I need to leave. So if I can come back,
all right.
See you.
Right.
Thank you.
Hopefully, if you're not here, I'll have Google answers that'll answer that. Okay. Let's go ahead. Let's just do this. Looks good to me. Commit and continue. And I'm about to ask it if it needs the API key correct yet. But we'll see how far it gets here.
I wonder
It might
if it
tell
needs
me.
a bio break.
No, it needs to be told continue from time to time, though. It needs prodding. So you gotta have like a cattle prod and just keep pushing forward a little bit.
There you go.
Yep. checklist file coming in. MVP is now conditional. All have been executed. The application is fully functional, ready for end-to-end testing with the live. This is where it's going to get into needing a Gemini API key. And I bet it's going to tell me how to do it because it did that so well for Vertex for the other rehearsals. Yeah, I deployed my first cloud function completely tutored by Gemini CLI the other day. It was awesome. The first time I ever did that. Boy, were there a lot of steps. So luckily it guided me thoroughly through that. Okay, well, yeah. Does that mean you need an API key from me?
So I want to know, when you were sitting in the movie theater watching Terminator, did you think you'd be doing this now?
For the last 10 years, I've been asking people, when I start hearing about AI, I go, so this is how Skynet started.
Yep.
I have been saying that very frequently. Yes, you'll need to do this. The extra files didn't win it. So your API key here. So the way this happens is that let's see here. I got to go to Edge. I got to go to AI Studio, and there's get a key up in the corner of the screen. You're not going to see this. It's only on my screen. So if I go, you go to ai.dev, which amazingly enough is the very short URL for AI Studio. Very nice. And then you say get a key, which is on the bottom left of the screen. Now you can't see this because it's on my other window. Actually, is there anything I'm doing that you can't see? I don't think so. Let me pull this over. Let me make this smaller.
Right now, all we're seeing is your screen that has the apple on it.
I know, because I was doing this all on my other screen. So here's the screen that I'm working on right here. So this is Google AI Studio, Google.com, or again, you go ai.dev and you're immediately redirected there. And then you're going to say, get an API key. Yeah, I don't think this will reveal anything that you shouldn't see, but there we go. So yeah, because it only shows the short names for all these things, right?
Yep.
Okay. And short. Yep. And so what I can do is say, create API key, name your key FCAIC demo, delete me soon. All right. Choose an imported project. And so we're gonna import a project. Oh, sorry, not that. Escape. Cloud credits. No, don't need that. Yeah, cloud credits better. Okay, create key. So this project has a billing associated with it, so I can go ahead and use that. So we're going to create this key, and you can't even see it because it's still this thing here. So if I click on here, there, now you can see it. Okay, that's where you're not supposed to be able to see.
Now you definitely need to delete it soon.
I will definitely delete it soon. Right. Okay. So let me get rid of this. And I'm going to go into, well, you're going to see it here too, so it doesn't matter. Live, API key.dirt, double quote, paste. So there it is there again. Okay, done. Done. Proceed. Okay, don't need this up on the screen forever. Close. Okay, all the steps in implementation plan for MVP are complete. Project is set up. The UI is built. State management's handled, and the connection to the Gemini API is live. What would you like to do next? Does that mean if I run it, it should just work with the live API? I'm actually confused. I didn't know it was this good already. Oh, and why is there no modifications marked? Oh, because API key is get ignored. That's right. That's why I didn't note that. Yeah, you can run the application now. We use Gemini API provider. It makes live calls, Gemini API. You enter a theme on the start screen, press start adventure. So it's all the stuff. It looks like it should just work. macOS Darwin is set. Main.dart is selected. So we can go to the debugger and hit run and debug and watch it blow up. So we're done with building. Now comes debugging.
It comes to a basic question, but still,
Sure.
it is a step here to do it. Right now, your API key is in a file, and if you commit and go for that, that will go to your repository. So how do you recommend developers building with AI to store those?
You don't want to store the API key in the repository. If you're building for production, you want to use the Firebase Vertex AI, which creates a cloud function, and that's where your API key is going to get stored. Or actually, it's the public key sides of the API get controlled that way. So somehow it all works. Somehow it locks down so that the keys that are saved are only accessible from within the cloud environment through your function. So there's that firewall there.
Thank you.
Yeah. So this would never be something I would want to run to production, especially not to Flutter Web, because Flutter Web has to put the key in the clear in the code. Definitely not good. So not good at all. So let's see. Walking downtown Portland, Oregon.
Which
There it
is not
goes.
a war zone. It is not a war zone.
Right. We'll see that.
Not a war zone. I live here too.
I know. Me too. There's one block that's a little noisy, but that's about it. And the start adventure did nothing. Nice. Where's debug console? Failed to start. Failed to generate next part of story. Please try again. Okay, now is where we get Gemini involved with the debugging. So I need to copy. Oh, good. Copying from this buffer is so hard. Okay, copy. And then we go back over here to terminal. And here's the best way I found of pasting things so it doesn't just all smear up in this. You do this. You do PB paste. And then that becomes part of your context. And then you go back and go, I got this error. What now? So we're in the debug phase now. So this might take a little while, and it will take some number of seconds, minutes, or hours at this point. We don't know. Invalid API key, something not set. Okay. Oh, so it just added a debug print to show that. Now we'll just do this again. It's going to tell me to run this again. Please run the app again. Yes, I'm familiar with this cycle. So again, we go back over to the debug window. We stop. We start.
While you're doing PB paste, did you also do PB copy, or did you just copy it normally?
I copied it with the mouse. So drag through and Command C, and then PB paste. PB copy and PB paste are great Mac OS commands to know.
PB stands for paste bin for the audience.
Something. It's paste buffer or
Paste
something.
bin.
Okay, there we go. And then we want to go something. Let's put something. Start adventure. Ooh, and look at that. Guess what? It can't write out. It can't connect to the internet. I know this error. This is like every app needs to be permitted to go to the internet. And it didn't catch
also,
that.
it is again trying 1.5 Flash, by the way.
Oh, yeah, which is also broken. So let me fix both of those. Let's stop this. Come over here. I think I know what it is. Oh, that's the old one. That's weird. We don't have permission to contact the internet.
It's fun. I will be back with an answer, it says.
Yeah. Implementing internet permission. This is where I don't have to Google for how to do this. I let Gemini do it. See? This thing. I can never remember this thing.
But it's
Well,
also
that's the Android
really
one.
great that you're just like guiding it and it just goes, finds what's the appropriate way to do
Yeah.
it, and comes back and applies.
Rickrolling my boss.
I mean, it didn't
Nice.
necessarily say I cannot go to internet, to be honest. You knew
Yeah.
that was a problem.
Oh, and there's the macOS one. Right. Nice. Yep, the macOS one. Look at that. See? I wouldn't have remembered that. Oh. I have to yell at my landlord for using too much of the bandwidth. Stop it.
You can do it. Continue. Like, you're like, go.
Oh. Just gotta get that cattle prod out. Poor cows. Ooh, no change detected is generally a bad thing. Well, let's see if it changed in the delta. We'll see. Oh, it's committing that. That's interesting. Hopefully it made a clever message again. Oh yeah, look, lock. Nice. Fix with a lock. Okay. Also, I think we should be using the Nano. What is Nano Banana actually called? It's Gemini
2.5 flash image.
Flash. Well, or Pro. I guess we use Pro because I've got the. Let's see if that fixes something too. Yeah, guys, if it's trying 1.5, it's never going to work because that's gone now.
So it's using one API key to go multiple models.
Oh, there we go. Look. Image model. And yeah, boy, it had two separate places for that. Look at that. Look at that. It already had two different models, but they were both the same. Go.
And actually, it is committing before your approval right now. It's been
I know.
twice.
I think it's because it thinks we're in sort of laissez-faire mode because we're not working on. We're past the plan now. I should have asked it to give me the rest of the plan or add more steps to go through the next steps that we have to do.
That's true.
Let's see. Model names have been updated. Changes committed. The app should now be using a newer Gemini model. Okay. Do you? I'm going to try this. Think it'll work now? I don't know. Why don't you try it? I can't run it for you. I don't have hands. Okay, lack of internet permission most common reason. Then we set that. Still fails. Our new debug print will give us a much more detailed. Oh, so we'll get a detailed error, which will be nice. Please go ahead and run it. I'm optimistic. Hey, Gemini, optimistic. Where else do you get that kind of advice from software? I like that. Okay, why does it keep needing to be told that? Oh, because we're in this folder in this file again. Okay. Oh, there's still one problem. I don't know what the one problem is. Okay. Connected VM service. Service locator throws an exception not found. Exited. Well, it didn't even pop something up. Well, guess what? Let me just try running it again. Maybe it was just angry.
It's running.
It's trying. It's trying. Is there anything else for today's show after this, or am I the entire show?
Yes, our entire show is around this.
Okay, cool. So the quicker I finish,
Randall's
the
in the
quicker I can go get
spotlight.
breakfast. Yep. Oh, and I
Breakfast,
saw
dude.
Trace back there.
Why did you not eat breakfast before you started?
Because there's no food here for breakfast. All right, so this
Oh.
just came up with a blank screen, and we got this error, but that error will be useful now. So let's go here. We'll go with this. Could not start Dart VM service HTTP server? What is it starting on 127.0.01 for? Well, let's just
You
hand this
were
to that.
going to run in macOS, but now it's going to WebPar.
No, it's macOS. It's still macOS. Maybe that was a... If we get exactly the same error, I'm asking Gemini about it. Because I don't know what's going on. Yeah, it's doing the same thing again. Trying to create server socket at 127.0.0.1. It shouldn't need that at all. Oh, come on. I hate having to go right to the beginning of the lines in VS Code because sometimes it doesn't work. It should go up here. Oh. Yeah.
User seems frustrated.
User seems frustrated. Exactly. All right. Once again, using my PB paste trick. This time it should be that code. Yes, good. Got this now. What's going on? I shouldn't be starting a local HTTP server. There's just no way it should be doing that.
Let's see whether it will notice that was unnecessary.
Oh, when you run a Flutter app in debug mode, the Dart VM installs a small local server so that tools like the debugger can reload it. When we enabled that, oh, we took away its permission to be local. Oh, so we broke it. Well, it should have known better.
There is a comment already saying like the entitlements got wiped out in last comment. JIT, I think.
Yeah.
HTTPS server for debug mode. Oh.
Yes. We could go back and look at the commits to really see that, but yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, now let's do it. Do a full stop and restart. Here we go again.
It has a
Here
fin
we
history
go.
that should be easy to notice, I think.
Yep. Here we all go again. Looking worse than an app wants to look. It won't start. It won't do what we want. There you go. Here we go again. Now I'm going to get a copyright strike for singing Dolly Parton song.
It's still less than 10 seconds. You're good.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's right. Starting. And okay, this is closer. This is closer than we've been before. Walking in war zone Portland.
No,
Just
take that out
up.
right now. Don't, dude. You're gonna feed that into the AI, and there's gonna be more garbage.
Only when they send the
news.
Terminator robot. Only when they send the Terminator robot.
It's don't egg them on.
It stopped anyway. Hold on. Let's see what the problem is. Type null is not a dull type. Oh no, this is different though. This is different. I like different errors.
So it actually didn't send the story back, I guess, or couldn't
Right,
receive
exactly.
an expected phone.
Exactly. Something is still messed up. So PB paste. There should be a closer integration with the Gemini inside VS Code, because Cursor can do this automatically. I don't have to go do this little horsing around with pasting and cutting. At least it's a different error message. Oh wait, is this? Shoot, that's the previous paste. Okay, now I'm gonna get rid of that. Let's put the real one in. That's gonna be here. Debug console. Why didn't it pick up the right stuff? Sometimes Command C doesn't seem to work. Command C. Okay, I know I pressed Command C now. All right. Now, PB paste. The exclamation mark, by the way, means run this as a shell command, but Gemini CLI captures all the output of the shell command, so it can see what's actually going on, which is why I'm using PB paste to take the clip buffer. You can do /copy to go the other direction. So whatever it said, you can say /copy, and now you've got that in the paste buffer. That's what it stands for, paste buffer. Okay, and at least the error is different. Help.
You are really talking it like talking to a colleague or a teammate.
Yeah, this seems to be the most natural thing, and it responds like that too.
Because I also noticed a lot of people are not saying these kind of stuff to not keep the model away from the context.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like to load up the context with everything I think it needs to know. You know, like I'll often say if I'm updating an existing code base, I'll first tell it to review the code. So that way it looks at every line of code. And now that's all in its context. So now when I ask it one question, I know that it already knows the entire code base with an understanding of what parts are good, bad, and ugly, using my favorite parades for that. All right, so it's it's having exceptions, adding an exception handler. That's so meta. That is so meta. What's fixing JSON for? Oh, because if it comes back null, it wants to put something else there. That's interesting. So again, we're off plan, but we're doing little steps and then testing. So it's close to how the first part of this morning went, in that we were doing only one step at a time, making sure it was right, and then looking to see if we had to pivot. But we're just doing that. Okay, there we go. Run the app one more time. It should now work. It still fails. The debug console will contain the exact raw response to the Gemini API, which tells precisely what the problem is. See, it's thinking like a smart debugging person too. So it is an intern, but an intern who's done some coding.
Maybe eventually your prompts are leading it to have that character, because it is not something you prompted, but it's kind of turned into eventually.
It's true. It might be training me how to say it right too. That might be it. These diff windows are actually popping up because the LLM has the ability to pop up those diffs to test them. Okay, here we go. This time, nothing about Warzone. Thanks, Steph. I won't do that anymore. Walking through. Here, let's do this. Crossing the St. John's Bridge in Portland. There's a spin. I bet that means it didn't load. We'll look at debug console and nothing.
Longer spinning gave me hope, actually.
Oh wait. Yeah. Maybe. No, now it died. No, look. Oh, it gave text. It gave text.
Patience,
but it didn't show it.
Patience is a virtue. It was working.
Now it needs to put
look at this. See, there it is. See, the evening fog, thick as cool, Willamette River, St. John's Bridge, and here are choices. So it's getting close. Failed to start adventure. Failed to create the screen's image. Here we go. So it's the image that's not working now. That's better. It's a different thing. It generated the JSON text just fine, but failed for the image. All right, let's see what it does to fix this. We're real close, though. We're real close. If we told it to ignore the image, we could actually run the whole thing at this point.
The
Are
model.
you sure it's Flash image?
I just pasted from this API documentation, and I left it to our private chat for you to check. Maybe
I can't see that. I can't see that right now. You have to tell me.
Okay. It is, again, Gemini 2.5 Flash image, it looks like. It looks correct, actually.
Oh, but let's let it go ahead and run. I'll let it run with. Oh yeah, and actually, I probably want Flash for the story because Pro for the story is going to take too long for every one of those.
Can you check whether it's going with models that generate content with content passing prompt, like how it set up the call?
Yeah. Let me. Okay, sure. Let me stop it, and we'll look at files. So what should I probably be looking at here? Here's live source. I'm probably going to be in source services. Gemini AI provider probably. Oh, why is it modified? Oh, because it's been added to the tracing right now. So it's using generative model, generation config, response mime type, and then this is the one that's the Flash.
So
like it's doing the right thing
model that generate content, it should be.
Should be down here, right?
Down. It's
response
the next
right here. Generate content. Yeah, right there. Right there.
This is for story, and the next one should be for image.
Yep.
There we go.
So those are both right. Right?
Yeah. Content.
So let's see. Let's see why it's broken. And let me change the model to Flash because that's just silly that it needs doing that. I don't want to burn all my tokens or burn all my money watching people's stories. Okay. Whoa, disco lights. Hold on. Continue. This is the reason I don't like writing directly into the files, because you kind of have to cooperate, because it has cached versions of the files sometimes. Yep. That's why I generally tell it to write something, because then it knows somehow to invalidate its own internal cache, or it knows that that's the new image of that cache going on there. Oops.
Meantime, does it have the UI part generated in the flow about how to use the response coming?
Say again?
Does it created the UI part of it? Like once the response come in, is it already generated with the code in steps?
It's going to have a placeholder for the image before the image is done. And then the image gets generated. It'll probably, actually, I don't know. It might actually wait on the previous page for everything, the image plus the text. Actually, it was done, wasn't it? Oh, it's not finished with the get. There we go. Okay, please run the app now. Here we go. Here we go. Main.dart, debugger enabled. Push the button.
Meantime, can we see in the history about what was changed? Wondering what was the problem with image code, actually. But probably it didn't commit the previous one. So probably you
Yeah.
don't see it.
Let me, where's my terminal? Where's all the stuff that I need to look at? Oh, it's way up here. Here we go. Debug console. Okay, there's this, and walking St. John's Bridge. I'm hoping it'll generate images of the actual bridge because it does that pretty well. It really understands the St. John's Bridge because it's really majestic here. Okay, well, it's working. Okay, there, it got that.
That's great.
It's faster too because it's Flash. Okay.
It also made the image prompt. Okay,
inline data part is not yet supported. That's interesting. Was that the wrong model or what? I don't understand why that got this.
Probably
That's
didn't write
exactly
how to handle it. Yeah.
Okay, that's a classic dependency issue. The API has been updated with a new feature, but the client library isn't. Oh, so it's using the Dart tools to go out and get details about that package.
Yeah. It was also saying like this was an issue and fixed it later on. So probably it was using a cached version and now it went to the pub dev and got the latest edition.
Right. And it's committing again. Boy, I tell you, it definitely has no fear of commitment. Let's run. All right. And let me get the right window here. I'm excited. It's pretty close, I think. I think it's really close to working.
Yeah, like it already showed the.
That'd be a perfect culmination to this, that it finally worked. And so I'll have both my TypeScript version that I've been playing with for a while and now my Flutter version, which will hopefully run a lot faster.
Actually, it is, I think, really close. It showed already the options and it already had the image prompting as well. Like everything is created actually, except the image itself.
Yeah, I'm excited so far. I mean, it's pretty close. It's just the image stuff. And I could tell it to turn off the image stuff if we wanted to test that.
Worst case, yeah.
Please work. Oh, and it stopped and it started again. And I've got more text. Okay, the text came back.
Can you show us a little bit the debug console? Oh, again, an error.
Yeah, it blew up again. Inline data content port not yet supported. Oh, okay. Well,
it's the
that's
same
weird.
error.
Okay, well, let's feed it back to it again. Still getting. Oh, going to the dev version.
Ambitious.
Yes.
Now it has the downgrade.
Interesting. Oh, and it's using this is using again the Dart tool to go out and get detailed stuff.
It
Hub
actually
dev is
tried
not
to go
showing
to an unavailable number even. So now it's actually downgrading.
Oh. Seems that any did not work. This is strange. Possible package is not yet available. What is it trying?
For the version of Flutter I am using, it says. What's your Flutter version currently?
The latest.
Interesting.
This is a stubborn problem. Since we are stuck on version 047, so we cannot upgrade the package We must work on the ways to use a model that the current package was supported. Gemini Pro Vision. Problem is it's not Nano Banana. It won't allow the old image to be used for the new image. So let's just.
Hey, Randall.
Yes.
I have a suggestion. I'm gonna come on screen. Hold on. Oh, it is.
I can't see you. Doesn't matter.
I know. It's okay. People can. It is 10:53 Portland time. So you did almost go 2 hours. Do you want to continue this on our next live stream?
No, I tell you what. Let me disable images and just show you the basic text.
Okay.
The text stuff is.
Well, I think it because of like what you're working on, all that we can continue it at another one. But yeah, finish what you want here. But we can also have this be a continuation for our next. Now, just as a reminder, we're going to every other week for everybody out there. So unless he decides he wants to come back next week, but I'm just saying. So, okay, I'm going back off screen now.
Okay, so it's commenting out all the stuff related to the image. So it should work just as a text adventure, which is still good. I mean, that's actually how I started. I just did a text adventure. They went, oh, I got image capability. I'm going to add images. So we're just going the other direction this time. And see, look at that. Nicely commented out. Look at that. That is so cool. Commenting out exactly right. Did the Gemini AI provider? Yes, that'd be commenting out the image model. Probably. Go. See, I'm working for the AI now.
Now it's also singing. You see, is this a real life? It's just fantasy. You whispered it to Gemini now.
Am I just a bot here?
Oh my gosh.
I'm scared it will be like just the four of us.
Open your eyes and see the ones and zeros in front of you. I'm just a poor bot. Okay. Now I want to sing that in karaoke. Darn it.
That would be fun.
Yeah. It's got a pretty good vocal range, though, so it's a little tough. I've done it before. Oh, fixing up the fixes. Flutter analyze. No problems. Ship it. Oh, let me stop too, because I got to get started anyway. Oh, go. Notice I'm not typing continue anymore. Just go. Change has been committed. All right, let's do it. If this doesn't work, we'll stop this stream. It's fine.
Well, I also think that it's a good thing to have a continuation for our next.
Yeah, and between now and next time, I can rehearse adding the images back in.
So we'll just do it in 2 weeks, and have a good stopping point here, and then we don't have to meet at 11.
Even better. I can go to lunch. Okay, here we are. So let's go walking down in downtown Portland.
That is not a war zone. I'm not going to let it go.
I'm gonna say that.
No. I'm not going to let it go. I have people who keep reaching out to me because they're paying attention to the wrong news. And it's like, no. Oh, I know. It's like,
look, the Portland Pavement Pulse. You see? Look at that.
Look at that.
It's coming.
Look at that. There. Okay, the story not be generated. What? The story.
It's just there. Like I see it in the debug console.
So close. But see, basically, or type your own. But let's try spend a moment to carefully examine the glowing flora. Let's see if it sort of work? So whispers. So it's got the right title, but it's not generating the story.
The story is in debug console. It's just not in the
Oh,
UI.
that one worked. That one worked.
There we go.
There you go. See, here's a story. And you're looking at things. And then let's see, carefully step over the glyphs, examine the surrounding area, looking for any symbols or clearer source for the melodic chime. Let's type in my own action. Head towards Pioneer Square.
You should tell
With
it to
the
go
info.
from St. John's to the Tillamook.
I didn't say St. John's. I said Portland. So could be anywhere in
Oh,
Portland.
okay. Yeah, but no, can you imagine the instructions going from to walk
That'd
from
be
St.
interesting.
John's Bridge to the Tillamook Bridge?
That would be fun.
When we were checking for Berlin, it showed the tour and TV tower though. That was pretty good.
Oh, you know what? It's not paying attention to the previous history at all. I think that's a missing part. We'll fix that next time. But anyway, that's sort of the basic UI. We saw the process to get here. We see that Gemini CLI can help us do that as long as you practice good software engineering practices. Change only a little bit at once, test everything, commit all the time to make sure that you can always roll back, make sure there's enough context. In fact, keep the same context for an entire editing session. That's always helpful. And if you have to quit and restart, you can actually say, condense everything so far that's important into a file and make it an MD file that you can come back and pick up later to restart with a lot of that context still available. So I've done that as well before. So that's sort of the strategy. So
we have a comment from Forgive God. I really would like to know if I know this person. It says, I think it's showing the description from the previous prompt. That's why the first one was empty.
Oh, weird. Okay, well, we'll fix that next time. We'll fix that next time. It's cool. All right, stop sharing. How do we get to that button? That button's on a different screen. Okay, there we go. That right there. All right.
Okay. I'm back. Ezra, are you still there? You're on mute if you are.
She's hidden.
Okay. She's hidden. All right.
Secret person now. That was fun. That was
fun. Oh, here she is.
I was in other tab and like trying to find the stream.
Okay. Okay. All right. That was fantastic.
Tabs, too many screens. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Randall. That was awesome. And we will continue. I really liked seeing you do this, hearing you do this. And we will come back with this. Just watch the socials and make sure you're liking and subscribing to the Flutter Community YouTube channel. Right now, we're tentatively scheduled for 2 weeks out. We will be also talking about having guests come and also talking about all the various conferences with AI and stuff like that at future conferences or future live streams. So I want to say thank you both and Jen for joining us, and everybody that's out there and watching. Thank you for sticking around. Yes, go ahead.
Also, I'll push this up to my GitHub. My GitHub is Randal Schwartz. I don't know what the name of the repo is going to be, but it'll be obvious. FCAIC something. And that way you guys can track what's already happened so far in the code and look at the commits that we've made and see how it bounced around. So, yeah.
Awesome. And if you don't have that, if you go back to the very beginning where you see our slides at the beginning, it has his GitHub there. So you can go there. Blah. Again, thank you all for joining. And I will see you two in a few minutes in our other meeting just to touch base.
Happy Monday.
Talk to you guys later. Have a great one.
See you later.
Bye.